What is the Matrix?
The Matrix is a system where illusions appear as reality. During this modern era of humanity, where deception is a hallmark, people are no longer able to distinguish facts from fiction.
How does the Matrix work?
By rewarding conformity and consent to manufactured drama, by creating a context where mass attention is focused on false evidence appearing as real, in other words, fear.
Do we have a chance to free our minds?
Yes, by tuning into InnerlightRadio.com, the healing frequency to awaken your powers of discernment and deactivate the programming of the thought police. Learn about holistic living, history, spiritual concepts, natural health care, economics, metaphysics, and more. For balance and harmony, tune into InnerlightRadio.com, where your transformation begins 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We are the healing frequency.
Taking those deep breaths, tuning into yourself. While I share a little bit. Deep breathing. Dancing to the beat. Lymphasize to the beat. Feeling good, feeling good, feeling good. Make your dreams come true. Come on and dance with me. You can make your dreams true. Yes, you can. Ladies, get up off your seats. Come on and dance with me. Gentlemen, get on your feet. Come on and dance with me. Say the words and I'll summon the Greetings and love and kindness, family. I'm Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, the one and only Conscious Self-Healthcare Educator and host of the Conscious Self-Healthcare Conversation Radio Show. Every Wednesday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Community, this is your time to share your wellness stories and how you move from disease care to conscious self-health care. I want to hear your story. We want to hear from you. Join the conversation each Wednesday. Call in and share how you shift out of chronic disease care stress. Right here on InnerlightRadio.com, the healing frequency. This is Dr. K, and I am looking forward to our conversation. So call in and share. Health is consciousness and healing is a function of consciousness. Come on, family. It's time to rock the world with the new frontier of conscious self-health care, while I share my wellness story with you right here on InnerlightRadio.com, the healing frequency. Taking that deep breath, moving that body, set back and relax. What's your choice? I'm just going to share a little bit. Information. Go along with informational medicine. Stepping up out of the dark ages of disease care. And this is a time you're in the right place to take those deep breaths. If you're free and you like what you see, dance with me. But that lymphatic system, the purification system of the body, they trying to shut down, but they can try. Only you would do it if you follow these rules out here that they're setting up for you right now. Yeah. Gotta take a little higher. Gotta go in with a little bit more. trying to understand. 7/8/2020. July the 8th. It's 2020. 2020 brought a lot of changes for a lot of people. This is the month that I decided that I was going to come down to planet Earth. I'm getting there. I'm almost there. My mama tell the story of how she had to keep moving around during these days right here. It's going to lead up to the 15th. She said I was doing some turning in the body. I know I was making my mind. I was saying, no! How did I say I wanted to come here? How y'all doing, family? It's a great day. It's a great day in your life. Put it in your mind. Put it in your heart. That's the way you want to see it. I want to thank you for joining me. I'm Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, host of the Conscious Self Healthcare Conversation Radio Show. I just want to have a conversation with you. People say, well, how you having a conversation? Nobody talking back with you. I say, but people are talking right there where they are, right there where they be. They're having a conversation based on what I'm saying, and what better conversation to have than to have with yourself first to reach a better understanding. We're doing this every Wellness Wednesday right here, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. I invite you to come on board the friendship train. Yeah, it's a friendship train. We're on a Harriet Tubman's ride. We ain't going to turn it into nothing else. It's a healthcare freedom ride. And I've been saying this for a long time, and the time is now that people really got to make some major decisions for themselves, some new understanding. Sometimes it's hard to let go of a belief, something you've been holding on to for a long time. Even though it ain't been serving you, you still was holding on to it because. Gotta watch out for that. So I'm inviting you to join me and others. Shifting out of chronic disease, care stress is the number one thing. And that's where everybody is right now. Everybody's being pulled this way and swayed that way and pulled this way and swayed that way. They don't know. You got to take a moment and be still and become your own wellness doctor. And that may mean you might got to take a whole lot of moments and be still right now, because so much is coming from so many different ways and you just don't know how to be. But I'm here to tell you, be transformed by the renewing of your mind, by sitting down and being still and knowing the power of life is in the power of the mind. You think righteous thoughts and righteous things will happen, because I'm telling you, no matter what it looks like, your life is beautiful and wonderful. Whatever you experience is really but the outpicturing of your own thoughts and beliefs. So sometimes we got to shift those things because they're trying to come into reality and they're not. We got to apply some thinkonomics after one of my mentors, Reverend Ike, the reason why I became metaphysical minister. Thinkonomics is a way of thinking that gives you the opportunity to learn the truth about yourself. What are you learning about yourself during this time? What are you really learning? If you sit back and focus on that, what you are really learning, how you're shifting your behavior, your attitudes, and things that you're doing. Thinkonomics is a way of thinking that gives you the opportunity to learn the truth about yourself. Everybody doing some thinkonomics right now. Some people are being transformed by the renewing of their mind. I got to come up out of this hole I put myself in, thinking this one way, moving this one path, doing this one thing. I got to shift some things. It doesn't make sense. And besides, guess what? I took some time and I learned anatomy, physiology, pathology, got some biology. Understand what's going on. No, I don't know as much as that person over there, and I don't need to know that much over there. I just need to know enough for me to maintain my energetic and my human body in the best way that I can, in the best shape that I can for myself. Woo! And take these deep breaths. Yes. Through positive self-awareness. We're talking about positive self-awareness. The individual can change the conditions and circumstances in his or her own life. You don't like what you see, you know what you got to do. Like me, keep moving on, paying attention, taking your time, building the blocks one block at a time and moving forward. You know what I'm saying? We all can do that, and we all got to do that. But sometimes you got to remove yourself to get out of the way, to stop the static, to release the energy. And that's why on this show we say tune into yourself. Take the words to tune into yourself. Sometimes you got to challenge yourself. You know, you got to challenge yourself. This human self, you're trying to tell the divine self, you're trying to tell the super conscious self, you're trying to tell you what to do and how to do it. But you got to challenge yourself, your greater self, to tune into your conscious mind, that super conscious mind. Some call it Heaven 101. I'm telling you, family, community, and friends, just like for me, you got to tune into yourself. A lot of things are going on, but we got to just take that time, make that choice to tune into ourselves. Pay attention, right perspective, right results. Are you seeing the results that you want to see in your life? I don't see them always, but I just move forward to what I know is going to be there. Because sometimes things try to come in through the side. Some things try to be in front of you to block you, make you detour, think you can't go through it. You can go through it. You can go through it and keep straight. And it's a quicker pathway than going around where you think you avoid something. You know, walk right through it. Pay attention. When your perspective is not clear, your behavior becomes inconsistent. Look around you. Look at people. See what's going on. Ooh, who's not being consistent? Who's shifting and changing? And what are you doing? What are you doing? So, you know, last week I shared with you a talk from Bruce Lipton, the cell biologist that left academia, corporate, I don't think I need to say corporate or government or whatever. He left the field of medicine. He was an instructor. He taught doctors. And then he said, I got to apologize for the way that I've been teaching you and the understanding that we all had, which was under doctrine, and we got to change some things. And yes, I was an atheist, and I had to change that too. And I had to look at some things a whole new way when I started looking deeper down into that cell, and we understood about epigenetics and what's going on. And he made a major shift, and a lot of doctors have made a major shift. And some of them didn't even make it through medical school because they knew what was going on. They had to stop, you know. So we as individual people, we may need to upgrade some things. We may need to look a different way and to see what's going on and what they are trying to create right now for the world through this pandemic of confusion, lack of understanding, and how media plays a role into it, and how they bring in celebrities that people know and trust and like and think their words are it. But it's time for everybody to tune into themselves. So I am employing anyone that's listening to the broadcast right now and that will listen to the rebroadcast. You must share the word that everybody must be still, tune into themselves. They will hear the right message and they will know how to go. All you got to do is not fight it, not struggle with it. You know, a lot been going on over here where I'm at, and I'm happy to say that the appearance of what seems corrected with Brother Humam Abdul Malik. He's back home. He's moving around. He's trying to get some rest. He's been saying to people with sleep deprivation, and a lot of things went on, and he lost a lot of weight, and he's getting ready to get it back together again. The family seems more comfortable. He seems more comfortable. And I'm just saying, I'm just happy that he's moving along and that he's doing well. But I see what I see, and I know what I know. And because of who I am, I just sit back. Because that's all you can do is take care of your life. That's what it's all about, and that's why we're here. But I tell you something, family, community, going through that journey with my brother, I'm telling you, it brought tears to my eyes. Y'all know, y'all heard me. Y'all heard me live. You heard me saying what I was saying. He might not have all that weight back on him, but he got that mass inside him. So they found some kind of way to put that porridge in him. I don't know what they used, how they did it, liquefied, whatever. As long as he came home and wasn't sunken in the face no more and sunken in the body no more and got some energy, Karen, Khadijah, Davis-Foulks is happy right now and what's going on. I tell you, sitting there going through that with my brother, thinking about what's happening around the world, these last 5 years of my life, what has happened took me back took me back even more. That was part of that crying was on the show that I was crying for brother who Mama do Malik. It was a part crying with myself and remembering what went on with my mother and how my life got caught up in her life in a different way because of me being her last living child. And so I went to pick up a folder, the vanilla folder that I picked up. Inside of it was an envelope, and inside of it had the story that I submitted. Go along with 100 Voices, Inspiring, Awakening, Empowering People, the chapter that I put in there. And it was in relationship to my mother and what went down with that. But dealing with Brother Humama Dua Malik, his family, and everything that was going on just took me back there. And so I'm going to share with you the story that I shared in the book, 100 Voices, went bestseller on Amazon through other countries. So sit back and see if there's been a hoax in your life played on you and you've been vibrating to it instead of releasing it, recognizing it, and letting it go. I take a deep breath. I repeat these words that I wrote a while back. Yeah, I wrote a while back, and I shared it out with the world in a book with other stories. And it was entitled, The Greatest Hoax Ever Played on a Human Soul. The greatest hoax ever played on a human soul. Shift out of chronic disease care, stress. Life begins where fear ends. Oh, shoot. Life begins where fear ends. And y'all know I have no fear when truth and faith are near. There was no fear in me when the doctors did a medical procedure on my mother, Shirley R. Hardy, without my mom's permission or mine. I was not afraid to tell them to reverse the procedure and stop managing my mom's sickness to keep her alive by any means necessary. My mother had told her medical doctor, the gastroenterologist of 15 plus years, that she would not do dialysis. And when that time came to let her go, she was tired. She had tried everything that was requested of her, and still she did not get better. She told me that when she could not speak for herself anymore, do not let them keep her here when she could not do for herself. No matter what they say, little baby. Little baby is the name that my mother would give me as a child when she wanted me to hear what she was saying to me and understand that she meant what she was saying. You see, my grandmother, Ruth Bond, my mother's mother, would do the same thing that my mother did. She would say, Karen, don't let them keep me here, on her way to the hospital in 1988. Wait a minute. My mother is there with me. And she would say that to me. I was 31 years young, and nowhere in my consciousness did I understand why she said that to me and not to my mother. Later in life, I would come to know the inner truth of what my grandmother was sharing with me. All those years of her working with the elders and assisting with their transitioning. I would visit with my grandmother often in the home where she worked and lived. I would assist her when I was there. This period will come to shape my life in the future. It's like the new healthcare information that is showing us that it is the environment that is controlling our cell life, not so much our genes. This information from the field of epigenetics, which states you are more than just your genes. Genes don't just turn themselves on and off. They are expressed. Bruce Lipton shares his information in his book, The Biology of Belief. This book should be required reading for all people. I would emerge in the future of time as a living example of the information shared in Bruce's book. From the seeds planted in my subconscious mind, I will live a disease-free thinking lifestyle without even knowing why I lived the way I lived. why I live the life I have. Growing up, I never would accept what the doctor said about my health. Why Western medicine and pharmaceuticals never seemed to help me or anyone else. People still were sick and not getting well. That day in 2011, I could hear the doctors in the emergency room asking my mother all kinds of questions about her directives for her health care. Knowing all the health challenges and surgeries that she had had before and after her choice of not going on dialysis in 2005, I stood there listening to my mother with that tone in her voice. She said, my doctor, her gastroenterologist, he knows what I want. My paperwork is in my medical records, and my daughter, pointing over there to me, knows what to do. Right then, they would have my mother sign new paperwork. That's strange. Why is she signing new paperwork? We would be there for 4 hours as I see my mother getting weaker by the hour. No treatments are being administered to her as I sat there quietly. And then finally, they gave her life water and began to ask me health questions about my mother, at the same time informing me that they were going to admit her. Oh, finally. Without telling me what they found out and why the doctors chose to ask my mother all those questions, have her sign new paperwork, admit her to the hospital. Now you are going to ask me? You're going to ask me what's wrong with my mother? Can I give you her medical history? In my mind, you got to be kidding me. You are asking me what is wrong with my mother and what is her medical history? Nah. Karen cannot answer you. Did my mother just give you that information? No, I cannot answer your questions. I do not speak for my mother. When she can talk for herself, answer any questions that you need. Or you can contact her doctor that she just told you about. Or you can read her medical records. Oh, you know the doctor's not happy with me. Can you see the look in that eye? Y'all seen that look in that eye when you question the doctor, when you say something to the doctor? Who am I not to answer him? And the other two doctors that came behind him with the same questions. Who are you not to answer us? You just talked to my mother. She told you what to do. She told you a doctor. She told you everything. Why you try to pull me into this? Paperwork speaks for itself. My mother speaks for herself. She said a doctor can speak for her. He has the permission. Interesting how they ignore all those things. I'm very conscious of the standard of medical practice between doctor, patient, and the responsible person or child of the patient. So no, I will not speak for my mother. You tell me why you are admitting her. A doctor stopped talking to me and says to my mom, transportation has been called, and walked away. Don't want to talk to me no more? It is past midnight, and it was a long day in that ER. The ER day that I was supposed to go somewhere and speak with some renowned people was all set up. That was another time. Yeah. I'm in thought. My heart is racing. My body feels weak as I am driving home. What just happened? Why the doctor didn't tell me anything? My mother may not make it through the night because I'm sitting there and I'm smelling death and I see her fading away. But I know they gave her that life order. So what they're going to do, is it going to happen the same way it happened with my grandmother? I'm going to come back and they're going to tell me, that this is what occurred overnight. Nah, I go to my mom's house, given to her by my sister Sandra after her death in 2001. Much too early. Before her 48th birthday, I will understand about lung disease, sarcoidosis, and a whole bunch of other things. My mother will witness the death of her first child and that of her third child in 1969. My brother Kevin, he was under 2. You know, Calvin on Kevin, the Children's Award that I offer, along with Emancipate Yourself from Medical Mental Slavery Day celebration. Shortly will also come my mother to lose her 4th child, Franklin, my brother, before his 30th birthday, 2002. My siblings are all gone now, and it's just me. My mother's greatest heartbreak is to outlive her children. Ah, she did, but the exception of one. I will be her last living child, Karen Sherlyn Davis-Foulks. That special child. The child that always saw things different and responded to life different. I am anchored in what I do. My passion, no longer just a nutritionist, a lymphologist, stress relaxation specialist. I am also a pioneer quantum health and healing wellness specialist, a conscious self-health care educator, an energetic cellular reader, and a human body water purifier, transformer and cell shifter. Yeah, that is me. 16 years ahead of my time, sharing the future in healthcare. Now it's caught up, 2020. I sat there in the living room with tears in my eyes all alone, crying and crying. I know what I am feeling. I know what energy is saying to me. Get prepared, Karen. My mother, my mom, I could see it in her eyes. I felt it in her spirit. My mother was leaving. Why the doctors would not just say that? Sleep just will not come. Thoughts will not stop. The feeling of wanting to share with someone, but no sibling, no husband, no friend to call. Don't want to panic my nieces. I will call everyone tomorrow after I get to the hospital and learn what is going on. Oh, wait a minute, Rita. Hold on, listeners. To your hats. Now, this happened with my mother in 2011. The next day when I got to the hospital, the doctor said stop my mother from dying, saved her life, put a medical procedure, and put a life-saving device in her body. My mother had just told them to do nothing to extend her life, and they did anyway. The doctors did not follow my mother's wishes and kept her alive by any means necessary. They would do that. They play God. They have the power. So, yes, I honor my mother's wishes. I told the doctor, speaking to me, trying to tell me something, pull me into his game, to reverse the procedure and tell my mother what you want to do to her and place her in a nursing home. Shocked he was. Damn, doctor almost fell out. He was shocked when I said that to him. Shocked he was. And yes, I meant it. What I said reverse it and walk away. And when I come back, my mama better know who she is and she better know what's going on. That's right. You make miracles, show me one. It is 2014 now. And to my surprise, my mother has thrived for the past 2 years. Oh, she was not as dire as the doctor had told me when they wanted me to move her into a nursing home in 2011 with a device in her. Not Shirley. Shirley would not show signs of cognitive dysfunction and brain clog when she returned home from the hospital after they removed the device from my mother. So I must pay attention to my mother's health choices. I'm not to take control over her health choices, but monitor what she was choosing and what the doctors were saying and doing to her. She told the cardiologist doctor that she would not have any vein surgeries or legs or anything like that. She said, I told you that in 2007. No more surgeries. We're not doing that. We're not doing anything. Now my mother's seen a cardiologist, and I know her from her work in the community. She tells my mother to change her diet, take supplements, to juice, to stop smoking, or that she would have to have the surgery. I told my mother that I knew her doctor, and if she did what she said, she would keep improving, and that she did. She was released by her cardiologist in 2013, told to return within a year. Now, I never had a conversation with my mother once she was released from the hospital back in 2011 and all that had occurred, and take the device out of her and do this and all that. We never had a conversation, and she never had a conversation with me about those events. So no one in my family or medical establishment or any doctor of hers ever had a conversation with me. One tried to. I remember mother said, "You're going to the doctors with me. You're going to take me." And I'm like, okay, what's the big deal? I'll take you. I'll go. Got there. First time in her history, she said her doctor got sick, wasn't available. The gastroenterologist had told her something. But no, when Karen showed up, he all of a sudden got sick. Had to be rushed out. So we never had another conversation. Yeah. So remember, readers, doctors don't talk to each other, or nor do they all work from the same model. But they all see the body as a separate, and their part has nothing to do with the success or failures of others' doctors' parts. It is a reductionist mindset of treatment in healthcare. You don't matter, just their signs. The holistic approach from her cardiologist was a match with what my mother had heard from me, teaching and living for years. Now, again, my mother's no longer seeing a cardiologist. She is now back in control of her beloved doctor, the gastroenterologist. They like cutting you up. And she calls him her boyfriend. Y'all know how older people get like that. They love their doctor so much, and all they do is look forward to going to the hospital to see their doctors, and the doctors be talking to them. But say, oops, upside your head. Say, oops, upside your head. How stupid of me. How stupid of me. How incredibly stupid of me to think that everything was the same with my mother and her doctors at the medical establishment with me. And then with my mother, we never had a conversation, like I said, with her doctor, the gastroenterologist. I will share with you later why that never happened. I cannot believe how stupid I was to think that there was no repercussion from my actions in 2011. I should have remembered what the medical doctors did to my marriage when they told my husband that I tried to kill him also, because I followed my husband's instructions and told them no, they could not do a procedure on him that they wanted to do. They woke him up. Said he was out and gone, but they woke him up. So you got to understand our history with my son, Calvin, on why my husband would say something like that. But anyway, but this is major to this part of my story because it doesn't end here. In this story, this is only the beginning of the middle of the end. The legacy of Shirley R. Hardy, beloved mother, grandmother, godmother, devoted daughter of the Elks for over 60 years of her life, and what was done to her daughter, the pioneering quantum health and healing wellness specialist that ain't supposed to know nothing because she didn't go to medical school and she wasn't supposed to be able to learn anything on her own. You know, self-education, people think ain't nothing. But what's going on right now in the world? Look like self-education is going on around the world. Everybody trying to do things a different way now. So, I said all this to say this. What do you do when everyone walks away from you during the time your mom is dying and you are accused of denying her medical care, maybe even of killing her? When it is time for her funeral, you are denied the right to speak at your mother's funeral, and the pastor, Michael Bell, don't mention your name in his eulogy and tells everyone that Shirley told him a secret in 2010. That sound like a minister? Somebody's supposed to be there supporting all people What kind of minister was that to not acknowledge her only living child at her eulogy? It was very interesting, family. First time I've ever been talking about this, my experience of what happened at my mother's funeral and everything, and what I've gone through for the past 5 years, and basically how I ended up here with Brother Humam Abdul-Malik. You know, living here, sharing this space. It's been a journey, but I'm telling you something. It's been a beautiful journey. That's how I look at life. That's right. How am I living after my family members, husband, partner, pastors, and friends, members of the community, colleagues, doctors, lawyers, and strangers work to make me look insane and crazy? Oh yeah, it wasn't supposed to turn out the way it's turning out right now. Oh, I was supposed to be angry, get upset, be mad, yell, cuss people out. But like I said, people forgot who they was dealing with in this game of it's not what it looks like. It's always what it looks like when you're looking with a righteous eye. It's always what it looks like. What was done to my mother, my family members agreeing with them, and to me because you were told to honor my mom and let her transition with dignity and offer medication in 2011 and 2014. You see, my mother made her transition August 2014, coming up. And what they did to her and me is unbelievable. It's unimaginable. The people that are sitting back and watching the story unfold, I know they had to love what they're seeing, or do they? But I will share this whole story that was played on my life and how the medical establishment treated my mother over those 12 days in the hospital where she will die after being put in a coma because I would not let them move her to hospice care after they did all what they done to her. You're going to wake her up and move her to hospice care. She not going to be laying out and ain't half breathing, ain't said nothing for 5 days, and you talking about move my mother to hospice care. You going to wake her up first. Then you can move her. You couldn't wake her up. That is what they made everyone believe that I had done to cover up what they had done. What did they all do to us? My family, my relationship, my work, my livelihood, and my living space. That's why I've been living here and living there and living off my savings until they became nothing. Couldn't even live in my car anymore. And now I'm living with a friend, a male friend, my former husband, Islamically. Then he gets sick, and then things begin to shift again. But I'm ready. I'm more prepared. Time has moved on. Oh, I've reached those golden ages of 62. That Social Security kicked in for my husband earlier, and now mine is kicked in, which is a little bit more. And things look pretty kind of good for me to make it on my own. But I'm thankful for the journey that I have been on. And I'm thankful for all those people that was on this journey to show me who they truly was. Everyone I've met over the past 20 years. That's right. I'm thankful for you. Thankful for everything you've done. But let me tell you, family, it is 2016. My life is still turned upside down and inside out. In 2016, I had to ask myself and scratch my head, damn, if I imagine all this, did this shit really happen? Or was it all just an illusion? What the hell was going on? So you know what people do when they get into situations like that? They go to their reverend. They go to their pastors. They're supposed to be there for them, to assist them. Now I can say, Karen may not really have one, but she did grow up in Southeast Washington, right there on W Street, right around the corner, and then right down the street from Reverend Wilson's church. You know, Reverend Willie Wilson. Oh yeah, the great Reverend Willie Wilson was just like this with my mom. And I thought like that with me. So I'm saying I've been trying to figure out the hell what was going on and why things were the way they were doing and why people was acting like they were doing and what the hell is going on with my life. Let me go share with Reverend Willie Wilson. Let me go talk to him. He know me. I've been there. I've been supportive. I've done a lot of things with Union Temple Church. Let me go talk to the Reverend. So I go see Reverend Willie Wilson. I know I can trust him. He will help me Boy, am I tired trying to figure this out. What's going on with life? Why ain't nobody there? Why am I living like this? How did I lose my home? There really wasn't in reverse mortgage. What is going on? He doesn't even ask me why I am there. He just say over and over again for 20 minutes to my question. Can you help me find out what is happening with my life? No one is talking to me. I can't reach nobody, Reverend Will. I can't reach anybody. You won't believe what is happening in my life. Let me just share with you what's going on with my life so you can help me out. You can give me some direction. I, Karen, Khadijah, Davis-Foulks is coming to somebody for the first time in their life. I'm coming to Reverend Willie Wilson. I'm asking you for some help. I don't do that. I go to my family, but my family is not here. My mom not here. My sister not here. My brother not here. So there is no one. So who did the universe tell me to turn to? Reverend Willie Wilson. He looked me in the face and said over and over again, go talk to your family. I'm like, what family? Reverend Wilson, I am my family. Who am I to go and talk with? My nieces? My cousins? I ain't talked to them in years. Close, but I ain't talked to them. I came to you because I wanted help in finding out why all these things was happening to me, my career, my livelihood, what was going on, no friends talking to me. I'm coming to you, Reverend Wilson. Thank you very much, Reverend Wilson, to this day. Thank you very much, Reverend Wilson, 5 years later. I will not be asking my family anything or anybody else. You and everyone else that planned this hoax and deception on my life will read it in my book. Oh, yeah, it's coming clear. And I will rise. And you see, it's 2020. Karen is rising. Nothing is making her turn around, get excited, get upset, get mad, cuss people out. Nothing that has been done in the last 5 years, last 20 years has moved me out of who I am. And I say to you all right now, with this COVID-19, what's going on in the world, this greatest hoax is being played on everybody around the world. They got people going against each other, family members and everything. We got to come together. Family members got to come together. Friends got to come together. They stripping everything else. People are not going to survive. Those that showed that people believe that they had money and doing good, all truths are showing now. Everything's being revealed, and people need one another right now. So welcome to the new world, healthcare. We are moving from disease care to conscious self-health care. So wake up, Americans. Wake up. Take control over your life. Take control over your life. Know what you're doing, why you're doing, and how you're doing it. Yeah. That was put in a book by Carla Winhall that I just shared, that I wrote about my mom. I have another one that I put in another book called A Virus of the Mind. A virus of the mind. You know how they talking about viruses now? A virus of the mind is viruses everywhere. I want to share some things as I release some things, as I relax and I let go. And then we're going to set back on our way out. We're going to listen to some Bob Marley after he closed out the show for me, because I'm going all the way through. You'll hear my commercials. You'll hear Bob Marley, and you'll know how to get in touch with me if you're ready to do that. Because family and community and friends, no matter what it looks like, Karen now makes herself feel good. And one thing I like is the feel good Lymphaceuticals from Nest Health. You want to check out my website. You want to go there and check out those feel good Lymphaceuticals. Yes, it's time not only to feel good, but to feel better. No appointment required. Place your order and shipping is on the way. I only contact you to say, welcome aboard the Friendship Train. This is a Harriet Tubman's ride to personal health care freedom. Go to energy, 4, the word life. .com, energyforlife.com /P/Karen Davis-Foulks, Foulks. Click on the link for the Feel Good, Feel Better Lymphaceuticals. And I'm telling you, informational medicine is what you need right now. It's where it's at. As a doctor of lymphology, teaching cellular ecology, I invite you to join my group, Lymphatic Wellness with the Lymphasizing and the My Health device. Oxygenation. How oxygen is your body. How oxygenated is your body. I say, how oxygenated is your body, and why is it vital for cell life and human expression? The holographic image that you see, you know the answer if you study the science of lymphology with me in that group, Lymphatic Cellular Wellness with Lymphasizing and the Nest My Health device. Family, take a deeper breath to honor the balance of in and out and up and down. The human being, the energetic being, the quantum physics of the biochemistry of the divine divinity of the natural person. The power is in the breath. Come lymphasize with me. Come lymphasize with me. Take a deeper breath for self-oxygenation. Bouncy, bouncy, baby. Are you ready to lymphasize with me? Are you ready to take a deeper breath with me? Are you ready to deliver more oxygen to your cells? Are you ready to drain the real swamp? The swamp that's inside of your body that causes so many things to occur? Join me every Wellness Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for 30 minutes. Join the group, Lymphatic Cellular Wellness and Lymphasizing and the Nest My Health device. And join me on Saturdays at 11 a.m. as we lymphasize our way to wellness. Yes, it is time for you to become your own wellness doctor. Taking a deep breath, share some information with you. I just want to remind you of one thing. It was stated by Dr. Benjamin Rush, Surgeon General George Washington Army and signer of the Declaration of Independence, stated, unless we put medical freedom into the Constitution, the time will come when medicine will organize into an undercover dictatorship to restrict the art of healing to one class of men, conventional orthodox treatment, and deny equal privilege to others. All such laws are un-American and despotic and have no place in a republic. What is the United States of America turning into? What are we doing? How are you going to vote this year? What is happening? Biden has said he's going to make it mandatory that you choke yourself to death with a mask on, that you help to deoxygenate your body by keeping a mask on and you breathing in more carbon dioxide. They're going to shut down your lymphatic system. That's why they don't talk about it anymore and teach you about it. They're going to stifle your breath when you know you need to breathe for life. People, what are you arguing with people for? What are you arguing with people for about masks? Think about what's going on. Stand up. Stand up. I'm telling you before you really fall down. All such laws are un-American and despotic and have no place in the republic. The Constitution of this republic should make special provisions for medical freedom as well as religious freedom. They took that from you. They never wanted to give you your own medical freedom because it's your responsibility to become your own wellness doctor to take care of your own body. Pharmaceuticals and vaccines are not needed, nor do they support the human body or the energetic body. Here's a remedy for you. You have a pharmacy inside of us that is absolutely exquisite. It makes the right medicine for the precise time, for the right targeted organ with no side effects. Yeah, I saw that. I saw them do that to Brother Humam Abdul Malik just recently. He got some strength back. He got some power back. He's still small in stature. And guess what, family? He went back to eating some meat. He went back to doing some things. He's trying to build that mass back up and do the same. So I'm wishing him a speedy recovery, full 100%, as I do everyone around the world. I want to thank you for tuning in today, letting me share my story on my mother's life, how it affected my life, and where I'm going from here, and how everything still looks bright and beautiful to me. Yes, it does in this world because of who I am and what I see. And I'm telling you, sit back, take those deep breaths, learn about the lymphatic system, come join me, sit back, and remember that April is Conscious Self-Health Care and Lymphatic Cellular Wellness Month. April 30th is Emancipate Yourself from Medical Mental Slavery Day. This is our 10th anniversary, even though there's only 35 people in our 10th anniversary group, and there's only 300 and something that's been that way for the past 10 years. It's all right because the doors are opening up. And I know that as soon as people see that things are there, it's going to be an even flow. Thank you for tuning in today. Sit back, enjoy the music as I will, and I look forward to talking with you next week. Peace and love.
Let's help one another. All of my sisters and brothers. Yeah.
Is it time for a new approach to your health care? Are you ready to leave the dark ages of disease care management and pharmaceuticals? If your answer is yes, get ready to relearn, rethink, and rewrite your personal healthcare prescription plan with Dr. K. She is a certified lymphologist and Nest healthcare provider, sharing the new science of information as medicine and cellular ecology. Did you know that the field of epigenetics states that you are more than just your genes, and those genes do not control your biology? Yes, that's correct. Schedule a Skype, phone, or office visit with Dr. K and get on board the friendship train to healthcare freedom. 202-248-7749. That's 202-248-7749. Visit us on the web, forselllife.com. The number 4, the word cell, CELLLIFE.com. Are you at your wit's end because there seems to be no solution to your healthcare problem? Is it okay for me to say to you that you can have peace of mind? Take back control of your health. Are you experiencing anxiety, arthritis, diabetes, cancer, fibromyalgia, high blood pressure, lupus, chronic fatigue syndrome, any fictitious disease? Whatever your symptoms or diagnosis are, there is a conscious solution to transform the cause of your pain, not treat symptoms or mask it. No prescription medication, no over-the-counter drugs, no organs removed are required. Take back control of your health by the renewing of your mind. You can create wellness today. Contact Dr. K, 202-248-7749. Visit us on the web, www.cell, CELLLIFE.com. Do you feel lost? Do you feel out of sync? Could it be that you are experiencing electromagnetic sensitivity? Yes, electromagnetic sensitivity. Could man-made frequencies interfere with cellular activity and melatonin production? We are beings of frequency, light, and information, and you are your own experience. Do not conform any longer to the patterns of man-made mindset of human consciousness. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Schedule your Nest Provision Human Body Field Scan with Dr. K, 202-248-7749. Visit the website forselllife.com. The number 4, CELLLIFE.com. Have the courage to expand your horizon and reprogram your cellular activities. Call Dr. K for your 15-minute wellness consultation. 202-248-7749.
Sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit, but my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever have, redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Ooh, some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever have, redemption songs, redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Oh, have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop at the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Yes, some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs. All I ever had, redemption songs. These songs of freedom, songs of freedom.
Wake up, yeah.
Wow, family, that was a great show. I want to thank you so very much for tuning in to the Conscious Self-Health Care Conversation Radio Show. right here on Interlight Radio. It was a pleasure having you tuning in. Now, you must tell a friend to tune in. And if you haven't called in and shared your wellness story, don't you think it's time that you help somebody with your wellness story? Call in, share your story, join the conversation. I'm Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, and I invite you to visit my website, ConsciousSelfCare.com. Or you can just go to the number 4, the word CELLLIFE.com. Leave me some information. I would love to talk with you. And once again, I look forward to you joining us next Wednesday right here on the Conscious Self-Healthcare Radio Show. It's a conversation where we uplift each other, where we share our wellness stories so we can help someone move from disease care to conscious self-healthcare. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to hearing from you next Wednesday.
Color, everybody, we need each other. Wake up, everybody. Well, you see, we need, wake up, everybody. We need, wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. No more backward thinking, time for thinking ahead. Wake up, all your teachers, start to teach a new way. They're the ones that suffer each and every day. Teach the children, teach the babies, teach the babies, teach the children.